إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أشهد أن عليًا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليا حجة الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. حي على خير العمل. حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر. إله إلا الله إله إلا الله وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم.
Brothers, can you please move forwards, take the spaces if you can. Obviously, if you've got children, leave them on the sides or to make sure they don't block the line. Can you move forwards? Move forwards, brothers, quickly.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله.
Take this line, please, brothers, quick.
أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم.
This line,
أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح، حي على خير العمل، حي على خير العمل. قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. استغفر الله العظيم من كل ذنب عظيم. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. كذلك الله ربي. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. حول الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. رب اغفر لي ولوالدي وارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا اجزهما بالإحسان إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. حول الله. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سبحان الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآله. يا ولي العافية نسألك العافية. الله أكبر. بسم الله وبالله والحمد لله وخير الأسماء لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي. يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
كيف في
Mama, I didn't know this one. I didn't know this one had this it, but I had chewing gum. So I blacked it, and this is in the salad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا الله إلها واحدا ونحن له مسلمون. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره المشركون. لا إله إلا الله ربنا ورب آبائنا الأولين. لا إله إلا الله وحده أنجز وعده ونصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. فله الملك وله الحمد. يحيي ويميت ويميت ويحيي وهو حي لا يموت. بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أشهد أن عليا ولي الله، أشهد أن عليا حجة الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح، حي على خير العمل، حي على خير العمل. قد قامت الصلاة، قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله. استغفر الله العظيم من كل ذنب عظيم. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد، لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. ذلك الله ربي. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان الله، سبحان الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان الله، سبحان الله، سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. ولله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الأطهار. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان الله، سبحان الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. حول الله العظيم قوته. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان الله، سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. بحول الله. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سبحان الله سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا لطيف ارحم عبدك الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله وبالله والحمد لله وخير الأسماء لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إنه ليس لي علم بموضع رزقي، وإنما أطلبه بخطرات تخطر على قلبي فأجول في طلبه البلدان، فأنا فيما أنا طالب كالحيران، لا أدري في سهل هو أم في جبل أم في أرض أم في سماء أم في بر أم في بحر، وعلى يدي من ومن قبلي من، وقد علمت أن علمه عندك وأسبابه بيدك، وأنت الذي تقسمه بلطفك وتسببه برحمتك. اللهم فصل على محمد وآله، واجعل يا رب رزقك لي واسعا ومطلبه سهلا ومأخذه قريبا، ولا تعنني بطلب ما لم تقدر لي فيه رزقا، فإنك غني عن عذابي وأنا فقير إلى رحمتك. فصل على محمد وآله، وجد على عبدك بفضلك، إنك ذو فضل عظيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصل على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.
It's right there, so I was blocking.
Yeah, just the back one. Just the back one. Yeah.
I should be about just over 5 minutes with announcements, so when you have about 5 minutes left, no, don't call me. When you have about 5 minutes to finish, when you're ready for me, tell me and I'll start the announcements. Obviously.
Sure. No, I don't have a body.
أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Our condolences go to the Imam of our time and to you all on the anniversary of the martyrdom of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. IUS Manchester welcomes you to our 2019 Muharram program with Dr. Al-Hilli titled Hussain in the 21st Century. We are also very proud to have Sayyid Ali Hakim joining us for Masa'ib al-Natmiyat, and as well as Sayyid Raza Abbas Rizvi on selected nights for poetry. Now, before I welcome Dr. Ali Hilli to deliver the main program, I just have a few announcements to make. So this year, for the first time, we are very happy to announce that we have a 10-day children's program that's going to be running in parallel with this main program in the main hall downstairs. So this is a new hall that we've been given access to, and we're very fortunate to do so. So can I ask anyone that has young children that can join the program to please make your way and take the children over there now. And if you've not already done so, they will need registration beforehand, so this can be done online for the future nights, or you can do it by paper downstairs. So any child that is less than 5 years old, we will ask for a parent to accompany them. So if you can make your way down with the child, or alternatively, you can stay here and the child stays with you, or you can use the creche depending on the child's age and noise levels. As you can see, we've made quite a few changes to our hall here, so we've made some renovations and we made some obvious changes and upgrades with our sound system and our video system. And this is all to make sure that we have the best quality programs to deliver to yourselves. And the third thing, I want you to keep some dates in your diaries. So there's some upcoming events for Muharram and Safar. Firstly, in about 3 weeks' time, on the 20th and 21st of September, in collaboration with Imam Mahdi Awareness Campaign, we have a program commemorating the martyrdom of Imam Sajjad and Sayyida Ruqayya with Sheikh Shabbar Mahdi. Now, he will be looking at the companions of the Imam in the 21st century. And secondly, we have a pre-Arba'een Majlis with Sheikh Nouro on Sunday, the 6th of October. And that will be here, but more details will follow. And if you can please keep an eye out on social media and the website. And we also have a mailing list, a WhatsApp list, and a text message list. Now, if you're not part of the last three, then please do let us know, any of the committee members, and we'll make sure we add you to that list. Now, like I mentioned, we've made a lot of changes on our programs and the setup, and we are always very grateful for your support, both financially and obviously your physical support, as well as the online viewers. Now, we always tailor our programs to suit the audiences here, and we're very fortunate to say that we have a community here. We've been building it for many years, and inshallah we will be building it for many years to come as well. Now, we have many exciting programs on the pipeline, and we would really appreciate you supporting them. So what I would like to ask of you, a plea if you like, is if you haven't already done so, to fill out or consider filling out the monthly standing order forms. Now, I don't want to stand here ungrateful before you. I know a lot of you contribute to our programs through Just Giving, through the buckets, through sponsorships. But the standing order forms give us a realistic view of how much money we have coming in, and with them we can actually plan further ahead for programs. So if you don't mind, you can do that online, or there's paper copies at the back, and if you need any assistance, please do ask any of us as well. And just to let you know, you can still donate for this program through Just Giving. Now there's I think there's a link on the flyer and on all the messages that we've sent as well. And if you would like to sponsor a night of these majalis, we've estimated the cost to be about £500 a night, not including food, so please do speak to one of us if you want to do that. And finally, the last announcement is to do with this. Now, I've mentioned that we have a lot of programs coming up, and we are looking for more volunteers. Now, the main two reasons actually. One is that we have a lot of things that we need more people for, and two is we need more fresh ideas. A lot of us are not getting any younger, and we're pretty much set in our ways. So if we have some fresh ideas coming up, then that'll be amazing. So if you are interested, you do want to volunteer for us, then please let us know, and again, speak to one of the committee members. We are organising a social, I don't have the date yet, but I will be able to tell you that in a few days' time, and that will be to get together people who want to volunteer. So without any further delay, as you all know, Dr. Al-Hilli is always a very welcome face here, and one that doesn't need any introduction, as he's very much recognised. So please welcome him with the loud salawats.
in the last night, inshallah. The root causes of depression is because people are lonely. No one talks about anyone else. No one calls anyone else. Everyone WhatsApps. This is our new method. We become robots. We WhatsApp each other. We don't call each other. We don't see each other. Youth are lonely out there. Yes, they might have parents, but the parents are they don't know how to communicate with their kids. So they become lonely. They're inside, you might see them laughing, but inside they're burning. Right? But, my brothers and sisters, if that's happening, then you and I are at fault. There's no point me just going home and saying, well, that's it. But remember, Yawm al-Qiyamah will all be. Allah says, so much depression going on in your community. And I say, well, I didn't know that. That's not good enough. Next verse. وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. Oh my God, so many times Allah says this. So many times. He keeps on talking about mu'minina wa mu'minat. You all together. We're all brethren, sisterhood, brotherhood. Right? It's talking about this is a community where everyone's together. And for the believing men and believing women, they are guardians of each other. Yeah? They are guardians of each other. What do they do, oh Allah? When they are guardians of each other, what do? They enjoin good and forbid evil. Yeah? This is, and Imam Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking in the plural sense. وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ. This is the ummah, this is the community. Yeah? وَيُطِيعُونَ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولَهُ. And then he says, وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةِ. We'll talk about why he says يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةِ in a bit, inshallah. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brothers and sisters, says the Hussaini community is one which its people are guardians of each other and continuously enjoins good and forbids evil. We've understood this from the Holy Quran and from his mission, Abu Abdullah Hussein's mission. Okay? The question is, my brothers and sisters, is are we actually, as a community, if you want to talk about Manchester as a community, you can. Okay? You can split communities into small mini communities if you want, or you want to talk about the community, massive community in the UK, or you want to talk about the community worldwide, but I think we should talk about the Manchester community perhaps. You know, let's not think of wider than that, or the Northwest community. Yeah? If you want to just think about the Northwest community, because it's best to think about your own place, right? Are we in the Northwest as a community guardians of each other or not? You all brothers here, are you all brethren? Would you support each other? If someone was in trouble, would you call them and help them out? Sisters, do you actually have that communication between each other? Are you guardians of each other? Ask yourself these questions. We've got to be honest. If we're going to be the Hussaini community, there's no point I wear black, I come and things like that, but I don't actually know anything about what's going on in my community. My brothers and sisters, I believe, and again, challenge me if you think I am wrong, right? We live in a society that is built on the concept of individualism. What is this individualism? The individualistic cultures, they tend to conceive of people as self-directed and autonomous. And they tend to prioritize independence and uniqueness as culture values. It's just the self. You know when someone's in trouble, you go to the self-help book. Yeah? In the library, you find a self-help. Everything is self. You look at yourself. You want to do things for yourself. You work for yourself and your immediate family. I'm busy for the community. I don't have time. Yeah? It's just me and my community and my family. There is an individual in the name of Margaret Thatcher. And this is really, really interesting. Really interesting. Not this, the one after, right? This is really interesting. Well, I'm going to show you a quote by Margaret Thatcher. She said this on Women's Own magazine, I believe, October 31st, 1987. And when I tell you this, I've highlighted the next quote. I want you to remember a particular hadith that everyone knows about this, that says completely the opposite of what Margaret Thatcher said. Okay? She said there is no such thing as society. There are individual men and women. And there are families. And no government can do anything except through people, and people must look after themselves first. It is our duty to look after ourselves and then to look after our neighbor. Yeah? As it clicked, who said you should look after the neighbor before look after yourself? Yeah? Fatimah al-Zahra alayhi salam, she said, when Imam Hassan alayhi salam, he said, why don't you pray for yourself, oh mother? She said, al-jar thumma dar. Exactly the opposite of Margaret Thatcher. You right? The neighbor first, then ourselves. Whereas Thatcher said what? Said ourselves first, then neighbor. This is the individualistic society we live in. She introduced that. And unfortunately, we've bought it. We're going towards that. We're going towards this materialistic individualism. We're really materialistic now. We're too much into our phones, we're too much into our social network, we're too much into our TVs, too much into our work. I gotta earn this, I gotta do that, I gotta get the best of rates, I gotta work harder so that I can get more money. The fathers don't even see their kids. I come back, I have people say, fathers say, I come back, my kids are asleep. What the hell is going on? So many studies have shown that even if you cut your hours and you see your kids and stuff, you become much happier in life. Because money, this is a cliche, right? I don't need to say this. Money isn't that important. Of course, you need money to survive. But certain individuals want more and more on the expense of their family and their kids and the community. Unfortunately, Britain is the most individualistic country in the EU. Yeah? Europe-wide surveys found. I read the results of the survey. We live in a society where it's found that we are the most individualistic, and why I believe is because of Thatcher, or probably even before her. You go outside Europe, they're better than us. Outside Britain, they're better than us. We're too individualistic. And as mu'mineen, as Hussainis, we've become too much individualistic as well. What we need is a bit of collectivism. These are all political words. Or, when you add ivism, Islamism, individualism, collectivism, usually it's got a political theory in it, right? But also it's important. It actually does describe what we're going through. Collectivist cultures tend to see people as connected with others and embedded in a broader social context. So as such, they tend to emphasize interdependence. Interdependence. Yeah? Family relationships and community cohesion. Yeah? I think we need a salawat. Sallu alayhi. So I want you to reflect on this for 30 seconds. I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to do this nearly every day. Okay? I want you to reflect, genuinely reflect on the questions that I ask. In a typical week in my life, not me, you, and me as well, I'm going to think about it as well. How much time do I give for the community? Just give me a rough, in terms of if it's minutes, don't give me anything, just think of it. If it's hours or minutes, whatever, or maybe even zero. But you can judge for yourself. Just take 30 seconds to give a rough estimate. How much in a typical week do you give for your community? Okay. If it's zero, which I won't be surprised, then yes, you are very, very much individualistic individual. You're really into this extreme version of individuality or individualism, where you've taken it so on board that it defines you. This is who you really are. You are an individualistic person. But as you go on further, as it may be 1+ hour or 2+ or 3+ hours, then you're sort of drifting away from this idea of individualism. Yeah. But then again, the question is, what about Islam? What do we think as Muslims? What's the ideal thing? Should we be just continuously, just as a community, everyone should be follow the collectivism theory, or follow the individualistic theory, which we've established that's not really what we want to do, or is somewhere in between? And Islam endeavors to maintain a balance between an individual and a community, and we'll prove it from the Holy Quran. Yes, we have certain things that we need to do that Islam says is for you individual. You got to think about it yourself. So certain worships, if you just take the worships, al-ibadah, so there are certain worships it's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not a community thing. Salah, for example. A salah is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, congregational salah, which is very, very mustahab, is a community thing. Yeah? Yes? Salatul Jama'ah. Attending a mosque, attending an Islamic center to pray Salatul Jama'ah. This is a community thing. Yeah? Paying zakat is a community thing. Because if there is anyone poor, you are helping them. Yeah? And khumus as well. Yeah? Fasting, fasting, it can be an individualistic thing. Dua can be an individualistic thing. Working to get money for your family is an individualistic thing. But also, giving time for the community, helping others, is a collectivism thing. So there's a balance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that you should always take the middle. Right? Kuntum ummatan, the community, ummatan what? Wasata. لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. You're the community of the middle. 1 foot there, 1 foot there. But not extreme where 0 hours I give for the community. Hajj is a community thing. It's not an individualistic thing. Hajj is a community thing. No one goes Hajj by themselves. That's it. They're just going around the Kaaba by themselves. No, it's an individual. It's a community thing. Right? You go with friends, with groups from here, go together to do that pilgrimage. Everything you do is together. Islam aims to promote individual freedom that is geared towards the betterment of society and harmony in the community. So this verse, do you remember this verse? 9:17, chapter 9, verse 71. وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. الْأَمْرُ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَالنَّهْيِ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ is a collective thing. It's a community thing, because I want to make sure that my ummah is on the right path. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks a bit about being also individualistic. He says, وَأَقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةِ. Then he goes back to community. Yeah? You guys with me? I think I need a salawat. So, we need a foot in every concept. Okay. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about? Remember we asked this question about being guardians of each other. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? He says, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. Then why are we not ikhwa? Why? I'm going to repeat this so many times in the next 10 nights until I'm going to give up my phone. Why do we keep on using all the social medias to connect? Guys, we really need to start detaching ourselves from this and calling each other and meeting each other. If there is an individual called X, sisters, if there is someone, Fatima, in the community who comes, you used to see her come to the IUS, come to other mosques quite often, suddenly she's gone. Who's going to ask about her? Would you ask about her? It's none of my business. Maybe she has something private. No, maybe she wants your call. Maybe she needs your help. Brothers, same thing. Not to Fatima, but about a brother. Right? Gotta think about those individuals who you know, or even those individuals that you see them around, you don't know their name, you say, where is that individual? What's happened to them? This is ikhwa. This is what ikhwa means. Allah is trying to establish this community, this ummah that everyone talks. You know, I was talking to friends, they're non-Muslim as well. I was telling them about this idea of community and individualism and collectivism and things like that. And I was saying, you know, in Iraq, and the seniors know that better than I do because they lived there for a long time. Everyone knows everyone in the neighborhood. Yeah? When you go inside or even in Pakistan and everyone else, right? And my friends, one of them was Indian, he said, yeah, for us as well, in India as well. When you go inside the road, you don't need a name of the road. In fact, in Iraq, we don't have road names, right? When هذا بيت فلان Abu Abdullah, I bet Abu Abdullah is right here. Where is Abu Abdullah's house? It's just 2 doors away from here. But if you come to my road in London, you say, where's Al-Hilli house? You go, oh, who the hell is he? Oh, he's your neighbor. Yeah? We don't even know our neighbors. Maybe I know my immediate neighbor. But there's a hadith that says you should know 40 of your neighbors. Do you know actually 40 of the road? This is what is a community, right? Yes, of course, that was at the time where there was, you know, that everyone had the same common goal, but still, try to get, you know, maybe there are people who you share common things with them. Knock on the door, on Eid, give them something. Remember what Fatima al-Zahra, not what Margaret Thatcher said. Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam, al-jar thumma al-dar. Not al-dar thumma al-jar. So what do we need to do to be guardians of each other? I did this so you remember it. It's a bit cheesy. We need to care for each other. We really need to care for each other. Yeah? And I've emphasized this enough. Some of the ahadith says, Man asbah, this is a powerful hadith that you probably have heard before. Man asbah la yahtam bi umuri al-muslimina falaysa minhum or falaysa bi muslim. If whomsoever does not care about the affairs of the Muslim, you are not even a Muslim. See, this hadith has taken you out from Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. It's taken you out from the equation completely. Because if you don't care about the affairs of your ummah, and you just, an individualistic individual, just cares about my house and no one else, and my building, and if the community needs a donation, for example, no, I'd rather spend £100 on this restaurant, but I won't donate for this. No, you know, you don't have the sense of community. You're too individualistic. سئل الرسول صلى الله عليه وآله صلوا على محمد وآل محمد من أحب الناس إلى الله. Who are the greatest people in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He said, أنفع الناس للناس. The greatest people are those people who benefit others, not benefit themselves. He was upset if he had this individualistic mentality, he would have said those people who benefit themselves. No, those people who benefit others. Yeah. حب لأخيك ما تحب لنفسك. You love for your brother what you love for yourself. Yeah? Maybe there is an individual here who is struggling financially. Take them out to a restaurant. Let them have a meal. Maybe they haven't had a meal for a while, a proper meal. Yeah? And this is, do you remember at the start what I said about there's verses in the Quran that say as a community we're all going to come together in the Yawm al-Qiyamah? Who was awake? If you were awake, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Told you, I'm going to keep on doing salawat, so I want the energy. I want to keep the energy coming. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in chapter 28 verse 45, He says, وَتَرَى كُلَّ أُمَّةٍ جَاثِيَةٍ. Yeah? And you will see every community kneeling down. This is what Jathiyah is you kneel down. In Yawm al-Qiyamah, yeah? This is all Yawm al-Qiyamah. We're all going to go together, I'm afraid. The good of us and the bad of us. We're all going together. And He says, كُلَّ أُمَّةٍ, every group. So the community, Manchester community, please come now. We're all coming. I'll be one of you guys as well. Right? We're all coming. It says, why have you done this? Why is it this not done? Why is this? Allah will ask us all these questions. كل أمة تدعى إلى كتابها اليوم تجزون ما كنتم تعملون. This is what you have done. This is the book. This is the community of Northwest UK, England. This is the book. This is what you guys have done and you have not done. I'm going to open it now. This is what's been going on. Why? And we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness collectively. Then He's going to take you aside and say, well, you didn't really care. You had 0 hours for community, didn't you? When you reflected on that Muharram day. Yeah? You're really individualistic. You're a Thatcherite. Are we a community that enjoys good and forbids evil? Because this is two things, right? We said, what is this Hussaini community? We said Hussaini community is one that does what? Is it are guardians of each other and enjoying good and forbid evil. So I'm going to end, inshallah, with giving you 3 examples. Right? And I want you to forgive me for the last 2 examples. Because what I like to do is push boundaries, as you might have noticed. Right? And I'm not giving it just so that I can push boundaries. I'm giving it because it's real. But unfortunately, people don't talk about it in the minbar. But I'm going to talk about it. Yeah? Because if we're going to go in front of Allah collectively in Yawm al-Qiyamah, we got to make sure that there are things we got to talk about. Yeah? The first one is a common one. Is this attendance, Islamic centers or mosques. This is beautiful. Listen to this. What did Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, what did the Rasul do the first thing when he entered Al-Madinah? The first time when he entered Al-Madinah, when he did the hijrah, what did he do? He built a mosque. Why did he build a mosque? He could have said, everyone pray at home. Yeah? This is Islam, everyone pray at home. He built a mosque so he can bring the community together. Togetherness. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. Yeah? So everyone can come and pray together, worship Allah together. Why do we need to go to Hajj? Why can't everyone do a Hajj in their own home or in their own street? So Allah wants everyone to come together. Do tawaf together. The Kaaba, it's alhamdulillah, I just came back from, it's a building. Right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I want you here. I've chosen it here. I want all of you to come congregate and go around this so that you can feel the oneness of my oneness. Right? But I want you all to come together. Because when I see you all together, this is what I want. Yeah? It's always moving, this tawaf. It never stops. Always moving. 24/7, 365 days a week. 365 days a year. Right? Always constantly moving. Right? Everyone going around the Kaaba so they can affirm the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So please do attend. And there's so much thawab in attending, of course, as we said, the majalis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. You get so much reward and pray, as we said, for those individuals who need prayers, and also for, inshallah, the community. Number 2, my brothers and sisters, is raising awareness on domestic violence. Yeah? Including domestic verbal abuse in our community. Let's not hide from the fact that we have domestic violence, we have domestic verbal abuse in our communities. Yeah? You don't have to hit your spouse so it becomes a domestic violence. You can abuse them. Yeah? And it works both ways, but unfortunately it's more men towards women, more husband towards wives. And I don't want to open a can of worms here. This is a whole lecture by itself. But I want to raise awareness of this. I want to purposely to talk about this in this place. Because Abu Abdullah al-Hussain, if we want to become a community that follows the path of Abu Abdullah al-Hussain, and if we are that community that stands in front of Allah, Allah will question us on domestic abuse, domestic violence. Oh Allah, we you know, it's difficult for us. No. It's you and I responsibility. If there's a house out there that the husband is hitting the wife, it's you and I responsibility. Yeah? You look at the statistics, the UN declared domestic violence as human rights abuse under the Beijing Declaration. In the UK, domestic violence is considered to be a crime. If you know that there is domestic violence, you gotta make sure you call the police, etc. It's unacceptable. Recently, I knew of a case, but she was very frightened to go and sell, so she went back to him. She left the house, she went back to him. It's unacceptable. Any father, any husband, or any wife lays hand or hits their spouse. I know I've opened a can of worms here. I think in the 21st century is absolutely unacceptable. And if you know anyone who's done that, call the police straight away. It's unacceptable in our community. Report issued by Office of National Statistics showed 2.9% of Muslim women experience partner abuse. And by the way, I don't think 2.9%, you might think is little, but I think they don't go and tell the authorities that have been getting. As I said, of this case that I knew about, she went back home. Yeah, they don't go and say about these issues. Number 3, and finally, and this is, I will definitely get a lot of things about it, is unacceptable music and dancing in our weddings. And this is, by the way, our community, if we want it to be, again, a Hussaini community, and this is nahi anil munkar, I believe. We gotta tap into these things. And mostly, I will say, in the Iraqi weddings, it's happening quite a lot where first of all, we're getting mixed weddings, right? That's number 1. Number 2, yes, some of the ulama have allowed certain types of dancing, yes, and certain types of music between the ladies only. But now what's been happening, although Sayyid Sistani says no, but you can follow another marja. Sayyid Sistani is very, very, very strict on the issues of dancing, even for a fact that he says you cannot dance by yourself just for yourself and there's no one around. Do you know that? He's very strict on dancing, but people say that's fine, I'll follow another marja. Okay, you follow another marja. But what's happening these days, I'll say again, in the Iraqi weddings, but if that's happening in other communities, then you gotta be aware of, is that we are becoming very liberal about these issues. So what's happening is that the dancing is becoming extremely unacceptable between the women, right? And also to a lesser extent between the men by themselves. But now what's even happening is that when the husband comes into the hall of the ladies, yes, and they start to dance in front of the ladies, and the husband and wife start to dance in front of everyone. Which Islam is this? We've opened doors. Just the day of my wedding. That's it. Which alim, which faqih says this is allowed? But we, for some reason, we tend to say, yeah, okay, it's okay. Let's just pass it by. Starting off your day of marriage with loud music, unacceptable music. Now there is a trend that people say, what time they're going to start the haram music? The halal music is at this time. After 10 p.m. we're going to start the haram music. So if you want, you can leave. It's a trend now. Right? We start, and the dancing and all that. So for those of you who are, religious guys, you can come, but you got to leave before 10 o'clock. Because after the dinner. What sort of community is this? When the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi says, you will find a time when people reverse Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi an Munkar. They start to do what? Amr bil what? Munkar. When Nahi an al-Ma'ruf. They say, his people said, really, Ya Rasulullah? He said, yes. There will be a time where it could be communities where this will happen. We're reversing things. Again, if this is happening in a different place, don't say it's none of my business. It is your business because we're all going in this together. So let's not shy about this. Shy away about this. So, in summary, this is what we've been talking about. Imam Hussain alayhi salam's mission is enjoining good and forbidding evil. Amr bil ma'ruf and nahi anil munkar. Islamic communities in the Holy Quran talks about the guardianship, talks about brotherhood, sisterhood, and of course Amr bil ma'ruf and nahi anil munkar. We got to be aware in communities in the UK of the rise of individualism. We talked about that. And we need to balance between individualism and collectivism. We need to be aware of this. We need to care for each other so we can build the Hussaini community. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. And of course we need to examine at a wider scale. I've given 3 examples of Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy an Munkar that we need to do. But I can give you 20 examples or even more. Or you can give me more examples because you know about your community more than I do. But we need to sit down for those who care about community and come up with a whole list of things that we must be able to do, right? And one of the several things that we talked about today is making sure attending mosques, attending Islamic centers, and also importantly, being aware of domestic violence, and of course, avoid inappropriate music and dancing in the certain weddings. And then I believe, my brothers and sisters, we will try to take steps towards becoming a real Hussaini community. However, my last comment in this is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, He says, وَلِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ أَجَلٍ. Yeah? Every ummah, there is a doom. Will go down. Yeah? Every community will go down. فَإِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهُمْ لَا يَسْتَأْخِرُونَ سَاعَةً وَلَا يَسْتَقْدِمُونَ. If it comes, that's it, it comes. Okay? But when it comes, my brothers and sisters, we've got to all come together and raise it up again. It's okay if the communities go down. And of course, this is talking about different contexts of different communities at the times of the prophets. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wiped them away. Different communities, He wiped them away because why? Remember, this is very interesting that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wiped communities away. He didn't wipe individuals away. You know, in the times of the prophets, He wiped the whole communities away because they were so corrupt. He didn't take maybe X, Y, and Z, just wipe them all away. If some of us, if things are going wrong in our community, Allah will wipe us all away. And then judge us in the Yawm al-Qiyamah. And with that, my brothers and sisters, we do remember the Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. And if we really need to be in that particular state, the state of always in remembrance of this great individual who set that path so that we can sit down and that these days at the time of Muharram, we can remember him, shed a tear perhaps, wear black, but also come together as a community and analyze What do we need to do so that we can follow his step, inshallah? I invite Sayyid Ali Al-Hakim to read some of the Masa'ib for us. We welcome him with a very loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين الذين بذلوا مهجهم دون الحسين عليه السلام. Take your minds to a couple of months before the day of Ashura, and let's try and create the image which led to the greatest tragedy in the history of Islam. Let's try and reap the rewards in these nights and try and picture the scene which led to the martyrdom of the third Imam, Imam Al-Hussain alayhi salam. After the martyrdom of Muawiyah, Yazid, despite the treaty signed with Imam Al-Hassan alayhi salam, decided to take it upon himself and become the leader of the Muslim Ummah. And some people questioned and surprised about this, but how can they be surprised by a man who's known to be so hypocritical? Doing one thing yet acting the complete opposite. And after he usurped the rights of the progeny of Al Muhammad, he ordered his governor in Medina, Walid, to go and get the allegiance from Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And indeed, when he ordered Imam al-Hussain to come to the courthouse in Medina, Imam Hussain came and his companions were waiting outside the courthouse in support. And when Walid asked him to give him the bay'ah, Imam al-Hussain replied with the famous words, "A man like me can never pay allegiance to a man like Yazid." This is signs of how we can face an injustice with strength and dignity. And indeed, Walid was ordered to actually behead Imam al-Hussain if he said these words, if he disagreed and he did not give bay'ah. However, Imam al-Hussain stuck his ground and started explaining exactly who he was. He said, "I am the one who grew up in the lap of Rasulullah. I am the one who angels come and visit frequently. I am the fifth of Ahl-al-Kisar." And indeed, he went on to explain exactly who Yazid was. And he asked Walid, and indeed Marwan was there too, he asked them, who is more rightful to the lineage of Rasulullah on the Day of Judgment? Is it a man who disobeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala openly, or is it a man who comes from the pure lineage of Fatima al-Zahra? And indeed, as they were conversing, the companions were hearing loud sounds within the courthouse, and they were worried about the safety of their Imam, so they stormed into the courthouse, their swords unsheathed, ready to protect their Imam, and they evacuated him immediately. These are signs of loyalty which we can learn from, inshallah. Imam al-Hussein later on that night, he knew that he had to leave Medina. So he went and visited the grave of his grandfather Rasulullah. And indeed we can try and picture the image of Imam Hussein speaking to the grave of his grandfather, as if he would say, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulallah, Ana Hussein ibn al-Zahra. Peace be upon you, O Messenger of Allah. I am Hussein, son of Zahra. I am the one who you left as an heir in this world. Bear witness, O grandfather, the community have not supported me and turned their backs away from me. He started crying and weeping into the night, and then later on he left and he came back the next day to do his salah. After he finished his salah, he did his dua and supplication to Allah. He said, Ya Allah, this is your messenger and I am his grandson. You know what has befallen me. I cherish virtue and righteousness and I oppose evil. And then he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to tell him exactly what will happen to him in the oncoming months. And indeed, Imam Hussein started crying and weeping until tears started flowing down his cheek, and then he fell asleep, and in his dream he saw his grandfather Rasulullah Muhammad surrounded by angels. Rasulullah turns his face towards Hussein. In his dream he says, Ya Habibi, Ya Hussein, I see you smeared in your own blood. I see you slaughtered in the plains of Karbala by members of your own community. You have been martyred thirsty, and you will not quench your thirst until you die. I am now with your parents and brother in paradise, and soon we have a place waiting for you after you attain your martyrdom. Imam al-Hussein replies to Rasulullah in his dream, I do not desire to come back to this world. Take me with you into your grave. Rasulullah replies, you must return to this world and be killed, for indeed with your death you attain your special place with us. Indeed, what sacrifice Imam Hussein gave for his ummah, for Allah, every atom of his body. Imam al-Hussein went to his companions and family, and he told them about his dream. The companions knew they had to leave soon, so they started bidding farewell to each other. This is truly heartbreaking scenes. The last time the companions will see their siblings, their children, and indeed this is the last time al-Baneen will see Abu Fadl al-Abbas. Abbas, this is the last time he will smell the scent of Medina. We can only imagine what al-Baneen will say to al-Abbas. My son Abbas, my son Abbas, make me proud. Indeed, make me raise my head high in front of Az-Zahra. Ali chose us for our bravery. Do not disappoint him. Do not return to me except with martyrdom. Indeed, another two individuals who had to say goodbye to each other was Abdullah bin Ja'far and Sayyida Zainab. This is the last time Abdullah will see his wife before she comes back from Sham and Kufa. Oh Abdullah, we say to you, do you know what will happen to Sayyida Zainab? Do you know what's going to happen on her journey? About the pain and torment. Oh Abdullah, did you kiss the hands, the feet and the back of Zainab in preparation for the shackles, the chains and whips? Oh Abdullah, we ask you, did you examine every inch of the face of Zainab? For indeed when she returns, even you will not be able to recognize her. And then Imam Hussain went to Salma. Salma starts crying and weeping. She says, Habibi ya Hussain, I already know what will happen to you. Rasulullah has already told me about the tragedies. I beg you, please don't go. Imam al-Hussein says to Salma, I already know what will happen to me too. I know what will happen to Zainab, Ali al-Akbar, Ali al-Asghar, Abbas. Indeed, I know the exact place where I will be killed. So indeed, he ordered Salma to look between his hands. And as Salma looks between the hands of al-Hussein, she sees the exact spots in Karbala where Shimr al-La'in sits on the chest of Hussein. Indeed, where Hussein suffers to breathe. This is the tragedy of the Shia, the tragedy of the Muslims and the Mu'mineen. She starts crying and weeping, Ya Hussein. After some time, the camp got ready for their departure. They bid their final goodbyes and went on their journey from Medina to Mecca. But we all know this wasn't their final destination. Their final destination, none other than the land of grief and sorrow. Karbin wa bala. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. وسيعلم الذين أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمؤمنين. جزاكم الله خير الجزاء. Dear brothers and sisters, these are the nights that we've just entered Muharram. And indeed our spirituality will increase throughout these nights with the purest of intentions, through listening to the amazing lectures by our dear Dr. Al-Hilli, and indeed through the Masa'ib. And indeed we are here to mainly pay respect for Fatima al-Zahra. For indeed she saw what's happened from the heavens to Imam Hussein. And we are here to pay respect to our dear lady. And we can do this from different forms, through education, through spiritual enlightenment, but something that holds very dearly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what pushes down on the mizan on the day of judgment heavily in the good deeds is the aza of Hussein. The martyrdom of Hussein, the remembrance of Hussein, the cries for Hussein. This is something very, very, very important. And this is your intercession and your gateway to heaven on the day of judgment, as well as all your other deeds, inshallah. So try and take part in these nights. I am saying this as an introduction for the oncoming nights. Participate in the Azar. If you've not been involved with the Azar that much, take part. Make this year your year of Azar. Indeed, when we start hearing the words Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, I want all the brothers to please, we'll make some space here, leave your chairs, and we'll make 2 lines in remembrance of Fatima al-Zahra, Al-Hussein and the Ahlul Bayt. 2 lines here, and remember Hussein. Participate and listen to the poetry that is being recited, and think of your Imam, and try and get closer to Allah through these nights. Jazakumullah khair al-jaza. Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Hussein. حسين ماتم حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين form your line جزاك الله يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا brothers come this side جزاك الله يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا form a line here جزاك الله يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين your voices يا حسين ما شاء الله يا حسين يا حسين louder يا حسين 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 louder يا حسين يا حسين حسين يا حسين more brothers جزاك الله here يا حسين 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 feel the pain يا حسين 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 معصم يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين ما شاء الله يا حسين louder يا حسين 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 brothers your voices please يا حسين 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 The hour has arrived, left to never return. Last breaths in Medina, by God my stance is firm. I have gathered my kin, seeing them my heart burns, seeing my destiny. I see Zainab concern Karbala, Karbala, your voices, Karbala, Karbala, louder. Karbala, 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 Karbala. The hour has arrived, left to never return. Last breaths in Medina. By God my stance is firm. I have gathered my kin, seeing them my heart burns, seeing my destiny. I see Zainab concern Karbala, Karbala, your voices, Karbala, MashaAllah, Karbala, Karbala. It's the final farewell. If you want to find me, a trail of blood you'll see, it will guide you to me. Death is sweeter than life, which is under tyranny. I am here to reform this nation of the Nabi. Karbala, Karbala, your voices, Karbala, 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 Karbala. Grandfather, you will miss me, soon we'll be united. I will yearn for your scent, to guide I'm invited, but I will be betrayed. Your women will be bright and no one will protect them, they won't see me silence. Karbala, Karbala, louder, Karbala. Karbala, MashaAllah, Karbala, Karbala, so close and yet so far, the land which embraced you became hostile to me. My men 72 against the cruel world, they've come to my rescue. The world will see today what we already knew. Karbala, Karbala, take your minds to Karbala, 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 MashaAllah, Karbala, Karbala, brothers louder, Karbala, Karbala. Shia of the future, don't let these small numbers stop you in doing the right, for in truth there is honor and disgrace, there's falsehood, righteous live forever, tyrants always despair, today rules the martyr. Karbala, 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 louder, Karbala, MashaAllah, Karbala, Karbala, hey, Karbala, Karbala, Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Your voices, Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Your voices, Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Louder, Camp of Hussain. It's time to leave during the night. Oh, noble knights, for the battle prepare. To do this you did swear, and oath you took. By Allah's book, with Hussain you would stand. With Abbas give your hand, so shine your swords. You'll gain rewards, the angel does record. You do this for your Lord. Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Brothers, Camp of Hussain, it's time to dust off your spears. There are no fears for tomorrow. Be brave, with pride embrace your grave. Clean your armor, it's your honor. Your helmet is your crown. Kings prepare till sundown, from dusk till dawn. Your oath acts on, for battle be ready. Your strength the world will see. Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Louder, brothers! Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. Camp of Hussain, it's time to your rugs do dust. Prayer is a must. Recall for God this is. The victory is his, so him do trust. He is all just, you did in his way. Both when you fight and pray, whisper his name. Do not have shame, he'll aid you in your aim. He's the Lord of Hussain, Camp of Hussain. It's time to leave. Camp of Hussain, it's time to leave. MashaAllah, Camp of Hussain, it's time to pack your arrows. Prepare heroes, sacrifice your each breath. O kings, await your death. The poets say the Fatima al-Hakim, pack your arrows. Prepare heroes, sacrifice your each breath. O kings, await your death. The end for all. The final ball is when the angel comes. True soldiers to him run, as you all do. God looks at you, gives you all aiding wings, showers you with blessings. Camp of Hussain, it's time to live. Camp of Hussain, it's time to live. Louder! Camp of Hussain, it's time to your horses feed, soon they will bleed. Lucky they are, for they ate Hussain on his day. Your flags attach, for them no match, and raise them with such pride. Represents Hussein's side. Clean your clothing, bring everything, go light amongst the crowd. Soon all you have is shrouds. Camp of Hussain, it's time to live. 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 Ya Hussain. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Please face the Qibla, Dua al-Faraj. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma kun li waliyika al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan salawatuka alayhi wa ala abaihi في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة، وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء، أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. Ask for your needs. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. يا الله. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء، أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله. اللهم بحق المضطر أجب المضطر ونحن المضطرون يا الله. اللهم شافي كل مريض بحق مريض كربلاء زين العابدين. ورحم الله من قرأ سورة الفاتحة لكل المؤمنين والمؤمنات لا سيما أموات الحاضرين. تسبق الصلاة على محمد وآل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل
سورة فاتحة.
السلام عليكم. شلونك؟ عبد الماجور. سوري. الدور عليك.